Sorry, I was nearly late. I was watching the debates. I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say about that debate. I really don't. Do you know, I know this is kind of disgusting, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. There's something wrong with the bathroom just off stage. And, it's bad. It's nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. I just happened to arrive, and I went in there and went, well, someone's been here before me. And of course, if I now leave and this thing won't go away, as I leave, the next person I'm going to go, you'll never guess what Ferguson left in the bathroom. And now, as I try and defend myself in front of the nation, I just look guilty. Starting to sound like the election, isn't it? Something that's not really in my past, that's not really important, coming back to haunt me. A bad smell that's got nothing to do with me, but might be of use for those who seek to destroy me. I think I know who did that in the bathroom. Conan O'Brien! We'll be right back with Thandie Newton, Barry Sonnenfeld, and Bianco.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
Hello! Come along in. Welcome to Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the Late Night Show. Everyone. TV's Craig Ferguson, please. Thank you. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Let it all go. Come on, let it all die away. Imagine I am some sort of dreamlike pony galloping over your completely genuine applause and trampling it to the floor where it lies like so many shattered dreams. It's a great day for America, everybody. I'm saying that out of habit today, because you see Wall Street again today. Ah! Oh my God! That Dow is going down faster than O.J. Simpson in prison. It's unbelievable. Never mind, the debate was good though, wasn't it? It was fantastic. We do the show live here, so I watched the debate. I liked it when, John McCain said that thing, and then Obama said, wait a minute. That gave us all pause for thought there. I think everybody went, oh, well, Well, it was the town hall format. I like that. The candidates can walk around freely. McCain prepared by putting new tennis balls on his walker. You see, he's old. If you have to explain the joke, it probably doesn't work. Anyway, the town hall debates, what they do is they have questions from the audience. I used to do that here, and then we stopped because most of the questions were, why couldn't we get tickets for The Price is Right? We don't want to see you. They're laughing because it's true. I think they should have done the debate in a different format. It was in Nashville. They should have done it in the style of country music. A little country duet, perhaps. I lost my truck, that ain't no joke. We're running for president, the country's broke. All right, listen. Well, listen. All right, I agree. You've probably guessed by now, I didn't watch the debate. I didn't have time. I was busy looking at my stock portfolio. Whatever the hell that is. I don't know what that even is. Anymore. Anyway, I can guess what happened in the debate, though. McCain and Obama will go through the motions. This is why Americans hate politics, because they're all scripted and focus grouped. It's like Entertainment Tonight. You know, when they say to the movie star, you know, what was it like making the movie? And the movie star goes, oh, it was always a great time, and everybody had a lovely time, and it's like a family, and everybody loved each other, and George Clooney played a prank, and blah! A real debate is when you go after each other. You try to refute the other person's ideas. You get angry, you scream at each other, you get all involved, and then you have the great make-up sex. That's what a debate is. The problem is, the candidates are convinced that Americans don't want to hear the truth. I'm talking to both sides here. During the VP debate, I remember this, CNN gave the little dials to focus groups, and it tracked the responses. You know, so when Sarah Palin mentioned the war, the dials went down, and the commentators are like, looks like Palin made a mistake. The focus group doesn't like hearing about war. Nobody likes hearing about war. If you like hearing about war, you're a psychopath. Or Dick Cheney, whatever. This country has serious problems. We won't solve this by being polite. I don't like this politeness thing. There's a French philosopher said, it is better to debate a question without settling it than to settle a question without debating it. And it's never been more true. Yesterday, I was in a situation here, just an everyday situation, very similar. In this situation, I smelt it. And I was accused by others of having dealt it. Now, we debated for over an hour on, you know, who was the smelter and who was the delter. Then I fired the guy who dealt it, and I finished my burrito. Anyway, no, it's the debate. The debates leave me very cynical. You know, they're phony. And you know who I blame for the phony debates? The media. Yes, us. And that's not just because I'm a self-hating puppet of America's most watched network. By the way, enjoy the products advertised. I think the media lets the candidates get too comfortable. Don't you think that's true? Don't you think they don't get into their face? That's all like, you know, Senator Obama, can I get you another latte? Senator McCain, can I get you another hip replacement? It's all just, come on. Being the president's a tough job. The media treats these guys like they're too cute to question, like they're the Jonas Brothers or something like that. But listen, the only major media figure who really holds these guys to account is Jon Stewart. It is. I love Jon. He does a great show, but he's a comedian on the Comedy Channel. What does it say about the state of the Republic when the best political analyst on television is right after BattleBots? Although that BattleBot with a hammer and saw thing, that'd make a great Secretary of Defense, I'm just saying. I think we all share the blame here a little bit. You know, we the people. Tens of millions of Americans in the next election will not vote, which I think is pathetic. You hear people, you know, complain about our image around the world. Nothing makes us look worse than not voting. I remember after the 1994 first democratic elections in South Africa, people lined up for miles to vote. You know, that's not going to happen this time. You know, people they'll say the things, I was busy, I didn't know where to vote, my penis got stuck in the vacuum cleaner, all the usual excuses. You get that vacuum cleaner down to that polling station with you. Did that really happen, or did I have a flashback? I've been having them recently. Well, we have to keep going because we're live. Anyway, I don't have they don't have a problem with this apathy about voting elsewhere. Democracy is always under threat, by the way. Always under threat. The threat that it's under right now is a complacency. That's the threat democracy is under. In Poland, they remember struggling to win their freedom. I know that Ronald Reagan single-handedly brought down communism with folksy wisdom, but in the 1980s, in Poland, there was something called the Solidarity Movement. It started off in the shipyards of Gdansk as a trade union for the Polish shipbuilders. You know, the guys who put the screen doors on the submarines and that kind of thing. It's an old joke. Anyway, in 1989, there was a nationwide referendum in Poland on whether they were going to stay with the Soviet Communist Party, or go for democracy. And the Polish government were instructed by the Kremlin to break the heads of anyone supporting an opposition party like Solidarity. People were scared. They didn't know what to do. And the night before the vote, Solidarity plastered Warsaw and Gdansk, the whole town, with a poster. And the poster had such a powerful image that it inspired the nation. Do we have that poster there? Not that poster! Show the real poster. That poster. That's what they said. That's a poster. That says Solidarity in Polish in red in the background. Show me it again. See that? That is Gary Cooper in High Noon. That's what they used. Instead of a gun, he's holding a ballot paper. The best way these Polish workers knew how to symbolize the struggle against communism was a single American armed with a ballot. Now, you remember that the next time someone tells you voting's a waste of time. Now go and buy stuff.
White Trash Style Tips with Tim Gunn. White Trash.
Eating in public is usually considered rude, but every rule has an exception. It's okay as long as the food in question isn't meat and you're eating straight out of a bag. And remember to lick your fingers afterwards. You don't want people to think you're a rube. Fabulously done.
White Trash.
White trash. He's never wrong, that's been gone. Hi. I cheered up during the commercials. I no longer wish to be grumpy or angry about the election. However, let me just say this. No. Do you know what I was talking to you about Solidarity, the trade union in Poland? It was led by a guy called Lech Walesa, who I'm sure you remember. Lech Walesa was the union leader in the shipyards of Gdansk. He was suspended by the communists for causing trouble in the yards, and he was out suspended by these guys, and the Soviets in the shipyard tried to shorten the tea breaks by another 5 minutes for the shipyard workers, which caused a lot of trouble. So while all these shipyard workers are really angry, I mean, they were really mad, this guy calls up Lech Walesa at his house. He's been laid off, and says, hey, get over to the shipyard. You make a speech now. These guys will follow you all the way to the Kremlin. And he went, I'm on it. And he's coming out of his house. And just then, his wife had just given birth, I think, to their third kid. And so he's about to leave the house. And his wife said, where are you going? And he said, I'm going to bring down the Soviet Union. That's where I'm going. And she said, not before you run the older kids to school, you're not. And this is true. So what he had to do is he had to take there was a tram that he had to go on. He had to get on a tram with his two other kids, take them to school, and then get on a different tram and go to the shipyards in Gdansk, where he led these guys from there to Jaruzelski's government in Poland, all the way to the Kremlin, and freed Poland from the Soviet Empire. And the Soviet Empire's grip on Poland lasted an extra 15 minutes. Because Lech Walesa was smart enough to know who to pick his battles with. Soviets are one thing, but the wife and the mother of your children is another. That's a true story. And when I say that's a true story, I have absolutely no information that it's true. No, it's true, apparently. You know, I mean, I don't know Lech Walesa. And I don't speak Polish, so even if I did know him, it's going to be, you know, a dead end. I'd be like, very nice to meet you, sir. He'd be like, I have no idea what you just said. But he would say it in Polish. Do we have time for an email? Do we?
Yes, there's time for email. Something we're going to tell you. Be careful what you eat, 'cause every bites are smelly.
This is from Melinda in Monroe, in Wisconsin. Monroe. I like the name of that for a town. Welcome to Monroe. Leave your gun with the sheriff. We don't carry him around here in Monroe. All right, Melinda says, now that the economy is going downhill, do you want to change your mind about citizenship? Oh, no, I'm fine. I've been around poor people before. I'll be all right. You can't quit the country because we're short on cash. That's kind of like, I became an American, but, you know, they ran out of money, so off I went to France. You know, you can't do it like that. No, I'm in. Don't worry about me. You know, we all have to tighten our belts a little bit. It'd probably do me a bit of good. I'll be all right. Let's see. This is from Jean in Kissimmee in Florida. I drove past it with Kissimmee. I always think is Kissimmee, or maybe that's just a dream. Kissimmee, Florida. Craig, I live near Disney World in Florida. Have you been here, and what's your favorite ride? Haven't. Don't have one. This is from Arthur in Roseburg, Oregon. Arthur says, "Dear Craig's Over Easy." What a hilarious play on words there. Craig's Over Easy. We should put that into some of the many wonderfully not lame sketches we have on this show. Dear Craig's Over Easy, who do you think was the first vegan? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Gandhi. Gandhi was a vegan. Was he a vegan? Maybe just a vegetarian. He might have enjoyed cheese. You can't tell. Oh, no, wait, then you go on a hunger strike. I believe cheese is ruled out if you're on a hunger strike. I can't remember. Let me see now. I'm on a hunger strike to bring down the British occupation of India, but I would like some cheese. No, I'm afraid you can't have cheese. That's part of being on a hunger strike. Well, then I recant my hunger strike. It's too late. The British have left. Well, all's well that ends well. It went something like that. I can't remember. See the movie. The movie's much longer, though. It may be more accurate, but it goes on for a long time. Let's see. There's just one more. This is from Santiago in El Paso. That must be an unusual name in El Paso. Knock it off! Dear Fergamonster. Oh, another one. I think it would be totally really cool if you were a guest judge on Project Runway. So do I. We'll be right back, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. What are you doing there, Chris?
I'm here in case Thandie needs help miking herself.
Chris is a sound man. He never usually sits there, but Thandie Newton's coming out in a minute. Pretend, when I introduce her, pretend you don't know. And it's putting me off, you sitting there.
Do you want me to leave?
No, stay there. But stop undressing me with your eyes. And start using your hands. Hey, guess who my next guest is? It'll be such a surprise for you. She's an actress. She's in a new film called Rock and Rolla, which is in theaters October the 8th. Take a look at this. Ooh, sauce! Thandie Newton, everybody.
Such a sweet man.
Chris, he's lovely.
My pants weren't firm enough to attach the special thing in the back, so...
Pants? You aren't wearing...
My undies.
Underpants? In America, pants, we call them pants. They're
That's
outside.
right. My knickers. Do you call them knickers?
We don't call them knickers either, no. We call them underpants.
What's wrong with you lot?
Underpants. I don't know. We're feeling a bit complacent at the moment. That's what
Yeah,
it
I'm
is.
sure.
How are you? That was Jerry Butler in there. He's a friend of mine.
I know. Is he really?
Well, yeah, a bit, yeah.
You do remind me. You remind me of Jerry, you know.
Really?
Gorgeous.
God bless you.
Scottish.
I am Scottish, it's true, originally.
Funny.
Jerry's not funny. No, he's funny. He's a very nice man.
He's very funny in the movie.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's very
it's
funny.
like one of them Guy Ritchie movies,
It's
isn't
one of them Guy Ritchie movies, and it's going to be one of 3. And if Jerry doesn't want to do the second one, except there's very steamy sex with me in it.
Oh, well. Is there steamy sex with Jerry in this one?
There is.
Well, I don't
is.
want. Then I can't. I'm afraid.
Well, you know, effort, love, effort.
No, I will. No. Did you get on well with Jerry?
I had a brilliant time.
Yeah,
In
he's
fact, but what was really annoying... No, that sounds terrible, but the sex scene that we had to do together, he was very ill that day.
Oh, yeah.
So-
The old, sorry, this has never happened to me before. The old, I'm ill.
We didn't even get that far,
I think I've
darling.
got penis flu. We'll probably have to cut that out, so don't worry about it.
Well, anyway, we couldn't do it because we had a really bad cold. So we did the whole scene not spending any time together, and it's one of the most erotic scenes I've ever seen.
How odd.
I know, it's very strange.
So you kind of, like,
Guy had this brilliant idea that he just shot the whole scene in two tight close-ups, so he basically had to shag to camera in close-up.
Ugh, if I had a nickel for every time I had to do that. Now, Guy Ritchie, of course, famously made the Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels movies, and with all the Cockneys with their tiny little mouths.
That's right.
Here, got a tiny little mouth. I've noticed about all his movies, all the Cockneys, when they talk, they go, oi, here, I've got a rubber bank, yeah. With a tiny little mouth. See how tiny
A little
that is?
bum hole.
Yeah.
It looks like...
You don't say that in America.
No, yes, they are. They do have those tiny little mouths.
Yeah. Do you notice a lot of people with tiny little mouths near where you live in London? Because that's where Cockneys are from, you know.
Yes, that's right. You know, I don't. I haven't noticed that
A lot of
specifically.
big-mouthed people there.
Yeah. Too many of those.
I know. Why don't you come and live in America? It's lovely here.
With you, yeah.
Yeah, you could. You could live with me if you want. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see how the elections go and I'll decide then.
Oh, no, you can't do that. You mustn't judge us on our elections. Apparently it's not our strong point at the moment. Hey, how are your kids?
They're amazing.
Yeah, because you're one of yours is about the same age as my son, isn't he?
I think so, yeah, because I used to drop my kid off at kindergarten with your boy.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
She's 8, Ripley.
Yeah, Ripley was lovely.
Ripley.
Is she
Yeah.
named after anyone?
In fact, when I was pregnant, we watched the Aliens movie, and I just thought, I know, it's freaky, but there you go. And, but Sigourney Weaver's character in that is just the perfect woman, kicking ass with a kid under her arm and just saving the world from aliens. I just thought, that's my girl.
That's a great reason to call your child. What's your other child called?
Nico.
Nico, after...
Yeah, I suppose so, after Nico. Velvet
Nico that
Underground.
played with the Velvet Underground.
Yeah.
Do you know that I used to play drums for Nico?
Oh, stop
I
it.
did. When I was a drummer. Nico was a singer for the Velvet Underground with Lou Reed, Andy Warhol's Velvet Underground. And then when she was touring the UK, I was her drummer.
My mind scrambles.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is so hot.
You might want to tell that to Jerry Butler.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to come up against that.
Yeah, no. Well, he's
Yeah.
got the whole abs in the movie 300 thing going on. You know they were painted on, though, by the way. That's animatronic.
CGI.
No, it's a complete... Jerry Butler's never done a set-up in his life. It's never happened. I know Jerry Butler. He enjoys snacks. He does not have a six-pack of abs like that.
I'm sure you're absolutely right. And I know actors can actually pump iron next to the camera, and then so when they say action, they just jump up from having done all the... so that their muscles are freshly ripped
Really?
at that moment. Yeah. I don't go in for that.
I might.
If you had to do a love scene with me...
I tell you, I'd be doing my crunches and getting my abs painted on, yes. Do you find it awkward doing the love scenes? You probably don't anymore. It's all very clinical, isn't it?
No, I do. I find it excruciating. I much prefer doing it in a tight close-up to camera.
Oh, me too,
As in
yeah.
rock and roll.
Yeah. That's very nice. How long are you in town for?
Just a few days.
Really?
A few days, but I had to come and see you.
No, I like it when you come here.
Because I just love
Yeah,
you.
no, I love you too. It's very nice to see you. I'm afraid we're out of time, but well, if you want to hang around during the commercials, we can make out.
Okay. All right. Practice.
We'll practice,
We can practice.
yeah, we'll practice. Thandie Newton, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the big show. Oh, yeah, the one where stuff happens. I got nothing. Hey, I'm telling a lie. I have a fantastic guest coming up. He won an Emmy, which is a show business award. I know! He won a show business award for directing Pushing Daisies, which is I just added that. It's just called Pushing Daisies. It's not called Pushing Daisies. Or maybe it is. It's on Wednesdays on ABC, but it's actually pretty good. Take a look at this. Please welcome Barry Sonnenfeld, everybody. Hello, Barry.
Hi, Craig. By the way, I need to congratulate you for using one of the great, really pathetic old jokes I've ever heard. You know, the screen door on the submarine joke. Which is,
but I recycled it into a different type of a joke, though. Surely.
You mean like a joke that didn't work?
Yes.
Yeah. No, that worked. No, wait.
You've become so aggressive.
No.
See, since you won that show business award, you've changed.
Yes,
You've changed, Hollywood.
Yes. Well, the first time I met Robin Williams, I did a movie with Robin.
So now it's Robin Williams now and everything.
Yes, Craig. Yeah. I would throw him the starter punch. See, I'm a big fan of Rectum.
Damn near killed him.
That's right. Yes. And we played that game, and I would say your vagina. I would say P.S. and he would say your vagina tastes great with sautéed onions and bacon, or which is another really famous joke that perhaps you didn't.
I didn't get that
you didn't
one.
get
No,
that one.
I-
Robin did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's what makes him Robin Williams and me. Some deadbeat in late night.
Screen door on the submarine. Yeah. Well, this is going nowhere, but anyway, I just thought
it's absolutely fine. I wondered, though, I did want to talk to you about the Emmys this year, because you won one, of course, which must have broken up the evening a bit, because otherwise it was terribly done, wasn't it?
It was long.
Yeah. And you made a very interesting speech, where you said we must love TV and fear the internet.
Yes, I fear the internet.
You do?
Yes, well, first of all, I fear that my daughter's generation, Chloe is 15, I brought her to the Emmy Awards.
Right.
In fact, when he announced my name, she looked at me and said, did they just mention her name? And I said, I don't think so. And she said, I think they did. Anyway, it was a long conversation. All right, so Chloe will be the last generation, perhaps, that lives in a democratic America.
Oh, gosh,
I
really?
believe that the internet and McCain and Palin, because I fear that they will get elected because of whatever dirty tricks they'll do in Ohio, Florida, and the fact that, they probably have bin Laden hidden somewhere waiting to bring him. I'm telling you, I'm not wrong about this.
All right.
Okay, but we're going to move on.
Right.
Chloe.
I don't think they've got bin Laden hidden. Really? Honestly? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, Chloe lives to produce all information about herself on the internet. It's all about celebrity.
Right.
So whether it's Facebook or whatever, she has no sense of the right or need for privacy or government separation. Everything on the internet has equal value. If you read something on the internet, and here's something, Craig, did you know that Americans, more than any other people of any other nation, believe the first thing they're told? Which is the genius of the Republican Party the last 8 years. No, truly, I was just watching Karl Rove say that Sarah Palin is the mayor of the second largest city in Alaska. And you go, well, there's Anchorage, there's Juneau, thank you, there's Fairbanks.
I love that movie. Was that your movie?
No, that was not. No, it was a lovely movie.
It wasn't that sweet.
That's very. Anyway, my point is that the internet is just this anonymous thing that gives you information that people believe. And besides, I spend 6 hours on it every day. I know, that's a problem. I'm admitting that.
Well, the thing is, I read on the internet about. I used to.
So it must be true.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
on.
No, I used to Google myself. When I started doing this job, I Googled it all the time. I was like, and then you find out all these things about yourself you didn't know. Like, I play the harp, apparently. I don't play the harp.
No.
And then the people write the most hateful.
That's right.
hateful, scurrilous, scandalous nonsense about you.
That's right.
And then they, sign themselves, Grubenberger 14, and you don't know who it is. They can hide behind the anonymity. So they take all the advantages of free speech, but none of the responsibility of free speech.
And then you're doing an interview, and the reporter has Googled you the night before and says, so tell me about The Harp.
The Harp, that happens all the time.
And then you're back, like people think I directed 9 feature-length pornos when I was a cinematographer on them.
9 feature-length pornos.
So it's just
Can I ask a question about the porno thing?
Yeah.
When you were a cinematographer on the pornos,
yes.
What does the director actually do on the pornos? Like, does the director, he or she say, can you do that again, but this time, wiggle your butt a little more?
Well, basically, he will set up the order of the sexual positions.
Well, that sounds awesome.
At first it is, but the genius of our 9 days of shooting pornos was we lit a room and shot different scenes of different movies in that room. So once we lit the dentist's office, we shot like scene 3 from movie 4, and now take so the director would say, now take Mr. Thirsty or whatever you call that thing, and do something fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was. That's right.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this: if pornos came with smell-o-vision, there would be no pornos.
No, I don't think. No. You know what I think must be the interesting shot to take in porno is the one of the guy's face going, oh yeah, like that. Like it's just a guy's face going, oh yeah.
You know what?
That's my favorite bit.
That's not the most interesting.
That's not the most interesting bit?
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's a dialogue.
I think it must be hugely.
That was funny.
No, I know
the dialogue.
It was like
because it was like
submarine door.
Yeah, submarine door.
Right.
Exactly.
What about the? What about? Do you keep in touch with any of the porno actors? Ever put them in anything legitimate later on?
No.
Okay.
There was a tailor at Barney's who was extraordinary. Anyway. On the last day of shooting, one of the actresses didn't show up, so the director went to Barney's because we were shooting in the loft on 17th and 5th, and found a woman who was a tailor and said, "You want to be in pornos?" And she said, "Sure." So we.
That's when America was America.
It went horribly wrong. Just horribly wrong.
Really? Did it?
Yeah. Turns out you really need professional porn actors when you're shooting. Will any of this be on the show, Craig? Any of it? Although, you have said penis 6 times tonight.
No, I know, and that's the only amount of times you're allowed to say it. Now with that 7th one, the whole show will be beat. Barry, we're out of time. It's always a joy to see you. Congratulations on the Emmy.
Thank you so much.
And well deserved. It's a wonderful show,
Craig.
Pushing Daisies.
Thank
Barry
you.
Sonnenfeld, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back. My next guest is a Los Angeles-based singer/songwriter. Unusual, I hear you say. Yes, a little. He's here performing I Got a Thing for You from his new album, Sing. Please welcome Jim Bianco, everybody. Jim Bianco.
Got a thing for you. I got a thing for you. I got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. You're so mysterious. You got me curious. I think of the both of us all alone. I need a cage, I need a leash. Now that we've woken up the beast, yeah, and I wouldn't lie. unless you want me to. But I got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. Even when you sweat with style. Make my imagination run wild. I got a thing for you. I got a thing for you. I got a thing for you. I can't let it go. 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 I can't let it go.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Craig?
Meow.
Did that really happen, that cat? Did that do that?
Meow.
That's awesome. What did we learn on the show tonight? Well, we learned that Gandhi actually ate cheese during his hunger strike to free India from colonial oppression from Britain. A surprise to many people, I'm sure. He didn't really eat cheese. It was a proper hunger strike. The British left. He managed to get the biggest power in the world at that time out of India using totally peaceful tactics. What a jerk. What a guy for me to make fun of. What a guy that did something so brilliant, so fantastic, a masterpiece of diplomacy and freedom becomes fodder to a second-rate late-night comedian. That's showbiz. We also learned tonight that if you get stuck on the vacuum cleaner, you still have to go and vote. And that no one, and I mean no one, will ever win a smelt it, dealt it debate with me. Tonight. All right, that's all we got. Good night, everybody. Good night.